To everyone here at Crate tonight, welcome to the first ever Healthy Happy Hour. Little applause. Let's go. Let's get it, people. You could do it. Hey, it's exciting. It's the first ever Healthy Happy Hour in Miami. Today we have some exciting news for the first ever. We have 3 guests that are part of the Brickell community, part of the health and wellness community, and I'm really excited to have them up here on this stage. And for all our viewers out there at the MMM community, Midtown Miami Magazine, Wynwood, Edgewater, and even here, even in Brickell, we're proud to present our 3 guests today. We have Arlen from Equinox. We have Chris from Crate, the chef, the designer of the delicious food that you eat here. And we also have Anselmo, the visionary and the founder of Crate Miami. Let's give them a round of applause, all 3 of them. We see some friends and family here today. We see Ashley, we see Stefano, even his mother, Arlen's girlfriend. The whole community is out here. So there's an interesting thing that we're building here, or a movement that I'm seeing in Miami. There's a huge movement towards health and wellness, Anselmo. And since we wouldn't be here without you, I'd like to be able to start with you and kind of introduce yourself and what you've built here, and then we can just work our way back this way, okay? So let's pass the microphone over to Anselmo so he can tell us a little bit about his vision, who he is, and where he's going with Crate.
Thank you, DeMarco. Well, it wouldn't be possible without Christopher also and myself. I mean, we both founded this thing together, so I have to give him as much of a benefit of doubt about the place. I mean, he's the creator of the menu. I was the one that thought about the idea, about the concept, and we launched it together. So I got to say thank you to him. That's the first thing. About 2.5 years ago, I believed that we needed to create a concept where there's veganism, where there's no animal food into it. And I've been a pescatarian for many, many years, and then later a vegetarian. And I believe that there's a lot of people getting poisoned, with the food that we're eating every day. And there's a better way to eat. And I embarked myself in a search for the perfect chef, or somebody that can make tasty food, that can create an awesome menu, which is based on plain American food. The tacos, the burgers, the burritos. And amongst the many restaurants that I visited, Christopher has a restaurant in Bali called Sage that is, it was awesome. So once I met him and I tasted his food, I said, he's the one. And then we talked and we went over back and forth and finally got the concept right. So it was a matter of setting it up. And here we are, and things are going very well. Thanks. Thank you.
My name is Christopher. A lot of people call me Critter. I grew up, I was raised vegetarian my whole life, my whole family, and my wife's family as well. And I never went to chef school. I love eating good, healthy food, tasty food. So I was traveling around the world and ended up in Bali, and my wife and I created Sage. And it's a vegan restaurant, and it's just all my heart and all my life experience, and I brought that here as well. I was really fortunate. Anselmo came to my restaurant, and we hit it off well, and it's been an incredible learning experience because I've never really worked in a restaurant in America. So it's been a lot of challenges, but we've held it together, and so far so good. So really happy to be here in Miami, and excited to be on this first wave of healthy vegetarian food, and sharing my experience and my life with the people here in the community. So thank you.
There's something actually very good that happened today. We were rated in the top 10 restaurants by Zagat, the company that they evaluate restaurants. So as of this morning, we were actually incorporated the 10 top restaurants in Miami for the year 2017.
Congrats to that. My name is Arlen. I want to first thank Crate for having me here today. I'm speaking on behalf of Equinox. My journey with health and fitness has been about, I would say about 11 years. Working at Equinox and coming into that company, it really embodies what Create is trying to do here, which is have a high performance living lifestyle. What I could tell you is, what we're going to speak about today is a little bit about how we look at wellness or health, and how we all define it as in three pillars with it, which is movement, nutrition, and regeneration. Really, people need to define what their level of health is, or in this case, level of nutrition is, and what that is to eat healthy or live healthy. And all three of those are necessary to be part of that high performance living lifestyle. Myself, what I could say is, working at Equinox has changed me. Just for the simple fact that you got to pay attention to your sleep, or you got to pay attention to your movement, whatever you do for exercise, and then what you put in your body as far as the quality of food and the type of food you eat. So thank you for having me here.
Round of applause for Arlen. Okay, so let's get right into it. We want to be healthy out here, right? Right? Any hands up in the air? You want to feel good, look good? Well, as we heard today, you have to eat healthy. You need to put that body feeling good. You need to get that mind really good. And then you need to get that body going even more so. And that's what these three gentlemen here are doing in Miami, specifically here at the Brickell community. We have your body. We have, I look at Anselmo and I really see him as part of the soul component in the mind, body, soul. He really has a strong passion for this. And that's why I really wanted to make sure that we ask the questions that the community wants to know. Because being healthy, it can be hard, can it? I talk to a lot of my friends, and they're like, it's so hard to be healthy on a day-to-day basis because there's not the places I eat at, there's not enough healthy places to eat at. But for the first time, there's not only a healthy place that's good for you, but kind of this new wave of plant-based, vegan-based, vegetarianism that's happening in this city. And so the question is, what's the difference between eating healthy and eating a plant-based diet? And I'd like to give the microphone over to Chris here to maybe get his opinion, since he's dealing with food on a day-to-day basis.
So for me, I was raised this way, so it hasn't really been difficult for me to be healthy, I guess. But I can see for other people, and I've experienced it with my friends, the transition can be a little bumpy. But I feel like the food we're trying to make here is that transitional food, so it's really tasty. It even has the look or some of the tastes of what you normally would eat, I guess, out and around, but we try to do it a little different. Obviously vegan, vegetarian, full of flavor, and the food that I really love to make is, the freshest, not just the most delicious, but it makes you feel good as well. So got a little lost on the question, but hopefully hit a couple points on that.
Okay, Arlen, let's go to you. Do you see a difference between traditional healthy eating and a plant-based diet? And do you see benefits of one over the other? What's your opinion?
Sure. So we look at nutrition and again, pillars. We look at it in 12 pillars, and one of them is predominantly having a vegetable-based diet. Doing my master's program, there was specific research that we were looking at. Basically, heart disease, diabetes. You look at any type of cardiovascular disease or metabolic syndrome, which is in case of having all these things put together. Fruits, vegetables, and legumes, just coincidentally, is in each one of someone's diet to prevent these things. So if we were going to have more of these in our diet and less of things that are going to cause harm, such as high sugar foods, or if you're going to have meat products and you decide to have meat products, that's fine, but you have to take in consideration what are the side effects with that. Like anything else in life, everything's going to have their pros and cons. But with fruits, vegetables, and legumes, going back to my previous statement, that's going to have a precedence in regards to positive effects on your body.
That's some good points. And I mean, we are in a plant-based location, so I don't know how many people are going to be saying, yes, eating animals is okay, because animals, it's a major topic, which is part of the vegan culture, which is part of this. But from a perspective of regular healthy food and plant-based food, Anselmo, you could have decided to open up any kind of restaurant and night lounge experience here in the heart of Brickell, and it looks beautiful. But for you, why plant-based? Why did you decide to go that direction?
It's basic. I mean, it's when you are eating a healthy diet, for people to eat, a lot of people think that eating chicken, it's healthy because it's chicken, because it's white meat. But in reality, chicken is as contaminated as meat. And more today that it's mass produced and it's got a lot of hormones, a lot of antibiotics. So for me, my life has been primarily, eating, plant-based food. Very rarely I used to eat some fish just to get it out of the way. We have a rush for it or like a desire to eat it one day and then go for months or years without eating it. So it was a fact of saying there's nowhere here in Brickell or per se Miami at the time besides one restaurant design district that it was more on the high end. I said I wanted to bring and democratize, healthy eating, bring in the juices, bring in the burgers, bring in the basic American food that everybody eats. That it tastes as good as the regular thing, the meat-based products, but doesn't have it. So that's been the whole concept of creating Crate about, and not only for Miami, the idea is to bring it across America, to bring it to people to eat it. And it's more than just opening a restaurant. It's more of a passion. It's more of a sharing the good. I feel like if I was 18, I do the same sports as I was 18. I go to the gym the same way as when I was 18 years old. It's more about sharing the health, telling people how I feel. And I wish that everybody else, I don't take any medicines. And I have friends of mine that they're in their 30s and they're already taking medicines, whether it's for sugar levels or for headaches. And this is all generated by all the things that come in food. All the allergies. It's a reality that very few people. And I thought this was a place, is kind of creating a temple to celebrate healthy eating. Make it nice, make it good looking. Most places that sell this kind of food, it's really, they look like a kitchen. They look like like something that is not a nice place to eat. It's just like, let's make healthy food and they just let them come. No, this is a place I want people to feel that they're in their living room, that they're eating from their kitchen. And besides being good looking, beautiful place, the food is amazing. So that's basically it's a simple formula for it, and a lot of people are loving it, because they feel like this is their living room. That's basically it.
Thank you for that. And I identify with that because I have eaten in my living room many times. Sometimes the dining room is just a little bit too formal. Sometimes it's just you. So you don't want to miss your show on Netflix or HBO. Do we have any Game of Thrones people up in here? Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe? You caught that last one? Can't believe the dragon went down and they pulled him out, right? Let's see what happens this Sunday. Season finale, right? So let's get back to the question. Let's have a fun question. What's your favorite animal? Not your favorite spirit animal, that'll be later. But what's your favorite animal? What animal? What animal matters to you?
Penguin.
I've always liked monkeys.
I think dolphins.
Okay, dolphin at least. So me, I like lions. I like lions. They got big mane, king of the jungle. Everything I aspire to be. But we have penguins, monkeys, and dolphinately. Anybody like dolphins out there? Yes, we have. See, you got kindred spirit right there. Dolphins right there. Well, animals do matter to us personally, but also especially to this community that we're building and we're improving, because over the many years, thousands of years that we've evolved and developed civilization, we have this responsibility to not just ourselves, but to others in our community, but the whole planet, so that we can really push forward the sustainability movement, and we can continue growing ourselves and growing the planet for our children and our future children. So let's go back a little bit to some basic questions about democratizing healthy living. So we understand that we're going to democratize healthy living through eating at an affordable place that kind of looks like regular food, but it's actually healthy. From the perspective of democratizing healthy lifestyles, how can Equinox help somebody here in the Brickell area get that healthy lifestyle experience?
Sure. So entering Equinox, specifically in Brickell Heights, you enter the club and immediately we have a full juice bar. And it's the fresh juices that basically have a very short shelf life, and immediately they can put nutrition in their body. So that's one of the pillars. From there, you go into the training floor, which is the next floor up, and you immediately have everything you need to do in regards to movement and exercise. Now, after you're done with your workout, you can go to the ninth floor, and then from there, you have our spa. We have our yoga studio, which oversees all of Brickell, and then from there, you have our pool. So we try to hit home on the simple fact that, a lot of times, people look at, I'm going to get healthy, and then they immediately pick one thing. I'm just going to eat healthy, which is fine. I think that's fantastic. I think there's a bigger picture that everyone needs to pay attention to. And more importantly, Equinox looks at it's okay that if you fail, meaning that if you do eat a bad meal or if you miss a day at the gym, it doesn't mean that you quit. You just keep going. And we look at things in that perspective, and that has been shown extremely successful with people.
Okay. Very cool. So now let's talk about, since you were talking about juices, let's talk a little bit about food and drink here live at Crate. From the chef and the designer of the menu himself, what are your favorite plates? What are your favorite options that you created here at Crate?
I'd have to say the burger is probably one of my favorite. So that recipe originated from my grandmother, who's passed away. May she rest in peace. And she was an amazing cook. She is the reason I'm actually here today doing this, because she made some food that I just always wanted to go to my grandma's house to eat. And so I've taken a lot of her recipes, and I've tweaked them and made them my own. And the burger has come from her, and that's definitely my favorite thing. But the jackfruit tacos, I'd say, are next on the list. It's something I created in Indonesia. It originates from a dish called rendang, which is it's a beef dish normally, and they cook it in coconut milk, and they cook it for hours, like 12 hours, and all these spices, and all that spice and coconut milk and richness goes into the meat. And that's what we're done here with the jackfruit. And then we pan sear it at the end and throw it into tacos or in a burrito or in a bowl. And it's just got an amazing flavor. So those are my two favorites.
And now from the owner himself, what are your two favorite plates? Asterisk caveat, you cannot say those same two plates. You have to come up with another two plates.
I definitely think the wings and the burritos. The burritos with I actually mix the burritos, the jackfruit burritos. I actually add chicken to it, and that gives like a very interesting twist. Because like meaty and it's like chickenish. It's not really chicken. It's actually chicken. It's a soy-based product, So the jackfruit with the jackfruit burritos with extra chicken on it is just unbelievable. It's full of protein. I take actually the rice out, so it becomes like a protein dish. That's pretty good. Yeah.
You got to try it, right? So I've eaten here quite a few times because I'm part of the healthy eating community here in Miami, the new Miami, which Crate is fostering and pushing forward as well. The question is, I hear a lot from the performance-driven community, and they have the nutritionists and they have the trainers. And one of the things I've heard from people that are non-vegan is, well, I want to train and I want to perform, but my nutritionist or my trainer tells me that plant-based protein is not going to give me as much performance for me to get to my muscle results. Is that true? Is that not true? What's your feedback on that?
Sure. So with the bioavailability, that's basically what they're looking at with nutritionists. There are going to be differences. The way that you foster I guess a compensation is they look at whatever you're going to have in regards to meat products, you added 10% in addition to your diet to make up for that bioavailability. That does not mean you still can't be successful as a vegan diet within a vegan diet. We have Olympic weightlifters that lift over 455 pounds, 500 pounds, way over their head, and an immense amount of force, and they're vegan. And what I would like to say is that it really bears down to what your training's like and what your complete diet is. And usually just comes down to education. Does the person know what to eat if you are vegan, and if that nutritionist have dealt with veganism in general? And from there, they can make the best decisions on, is this person able to be successful on a vegan diet, which all of them can be.
Sure.
That's kind of been the question my entire life is, where do you get your protein? And I just usually end up laughing at the people. Not that I'm a nutritionist or know a whole lot about it myself, but I do know that dark greens have an amazing protein. And our burgers, it's a rice and bean combo, and when you bring rice and beans together, it's a perfect protein. And I've never felt malnutritioned, and people that have come and tried my food, I feel like they get all that they need to go throughout the day and even feel stronger than you would maybe on meat. But I'm not the type to preach, I just know what feels good to me.
You want to chime in on this question, Anselmo? Yeah?
Well, I think that the plates that we have here, they mix proteins and carbs. And when you get it together, I mean, they generate a lot of energy and a lot of enzymes and a lot of amino acids. Our burritos have a bunch of things inside, including guacamole. Guacamole has got a high levels of proteins and oils, good for the body. All the jackfruit is actually cooked on coconut milk, which is very high in oils and very high in protein. The jackfruit itself is full of fiber. So I mean, I think it's all exactly the variety. The things a lot of people just eat one type, like lettuce and tomatoes and very basic vegetables, and that doesn't bring you all the amino acids or the enzymes that you need in your body. So you really have to, if you're going to become a vegetarian or a vegan, you really have to mix a lot of things throughout the day. Fruits, nuts. Nuts is very important, to grind nuts, make a smoothie with nuts. I do that all the time, almost every day. But if you become vegan and you just eat lettuce, tomatoes, and basic things, you're definitely going to have a deficiency on many things, many of the minerals that your body needs. So it's a matter of eating a lot more than if you were eating meats, and then also making a variety of different vegetables in your meals.
Okay, thank you. So let's go to another fun question. This is Miami, right? Does anybody like to party here in Miami? Come on, this is Miami, people. Let's go. Do you like to party? I'm not the only one that's popped a bottle in this city. I know I'm not the only one. But the question is, does the vegan community party? Do the vegans rock? I don't know. I'm not a vegan completely. I'm learning about it. Is it fun? Is there maybe a place that vegans party at? Is there a new place that maybe they party in? Let's get your feedback on that. Who would like to field the question first?
I'm probably the last that should answer this question because I myself am sober, actually. So I don't participate in the partying, but I used to when I was a youngster, and I hit it pretty hard. But I think I've met vegans that do like to go out and maybe drink a...
The guy that introduced us to, I don't drink alcohol myself. I mean, I drink maybe a glass of wine randomly. But the guy that introduced us to is actually, he's vegan. He's a hardcore vegan. As a matter of fact, even more strict than you are, and he drinks. So I mean, this place is more than a bar. It's a place to come and celebrate. It's a place that it's you got to celebrate vegan food, and have drinks and bring your people, introduce them to this movement that is happening. Besides becoming a lounge or a club at nighttime. So vegan and non-vegan, I mean, they're all coming in here. So that's basically.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to open the doors for anybody and everyone to come and experience something a little unique, a little different. So we do have cocktails for those who like to drink. We have the healthy food for those like that. And some of our food isn't necessarily fully healthy. Some of it's really tasty. We have fries and the wings, So we've got a little bit of everything for anybody and everybody out there.
I had the pleasure of hiring someone. He no longer works for Equinox. Things didn't work out, but he's a vegan bodybuilder, and pretty interesting story where he was a Marine, and in the Marines, he started realizing that a speaker came in and spoke to him, and it changed his whole life, and he turned into a vegan. Either way, I spoke to him recently, and he actually holds, I guess he rents out lounges, and he has like a vegan party. Basically, to enter into the party, you would have to bring a vegan dish, and they'll let you in and have music, the whole deal. And he really appreciates the community. He's all about, obviously animal cruelty or anything like that, animal rights. So I think, do they party? Absolutely. They're like anyone else. Are they going to eat meat when they party? Probably not. So they're vegan. So that's basically it.
Okay, so their tapas are going to be a little bit differently. Their hors d'oeuvres. Okay, very cool. So what do you guys think so far? Do you like the space here at Crate Miami? So I've been thinking about this a little bit lately. Crate, and I've been trying to connect the concept crate, healthy eating, vegan, vegetarian, plant-based, and I want to hear it straight from the owner's mouth. I want to find out why crate, why did you come up with this name, and how is it connected with this bigger movement and vision that you have?
Well, the name Crate actually was chosen, in a communal basis between, Christopher and the architect actually that we originally hired to do the space, myself and another gentleman, same as James, friend of ours, mutual friend. It means transparency. Crate is back in the times when people would go, to buy vegetables and buy groceries, they'll bring a crate. There was no bags, so people will bring a basket, a crate, and it means the double meaning of it means transparency, that you can see what's inside. So in crate, basically, there's no hidden ingredients. I mean, we know what we make it with. We can tell the people what it's inside of the vegetable, inside of the products, and that's the whole notion of crate. Simple, two-letter word, memorable, and it's basic, it's simple. So it's transparency. That's what it means. Crate for us means transparency.
More about Crate, I guess. We're very open about what we're offering here. So a lot of our sauces are made in-house, maybe 99% of them, and almost all the prep happens in this kitchen here. So there's no MSG, there's no hidden MSG, which it comes in other forms like yeast extract, and make sure that all our products are as clean as possible, and that there's love in the food. And I think just that openness about what we're offering, and that's what Crate's all about.
Excellent, great. So when I read this Crate, it says plant-based kitchen, bar, and lounge. So there was that concept we talked about, partying and having a good time. This is Miami after all. So maybe we can, let's talk about what that nightclub experience is here at Crate. And then also I'd like to follow up with Arlen on kind of like some tips on how to make sure when you go out and party, you can like recover well, or what not to do. Like you can have fun, but going overboard is kind of like something that we need to make sure that we address so we stay healthy. So let's find out a little bit about the lounge and nightlife experience that you envision here and that you've been developing here, and then how we could stay healthy but still enjoying our time at the lounge.
Well, in reality, the party part, it's actually the original thought about bringing the bar and the party. Is the reality is that a lot of these restaurants with this concept, back in for decades, for over the past 10 years, a lot of them they open and then they close because they don't have that much following. So the first thought is, let's make sure that this food is very tasty. The second thing is that when 5-10 years ago, I tell somebody, let's go to this vegan place. They go, you go and we'll meet later. But so then I say, why don't we make this place super tasty, and then we'll bring the drinks, because everybody drinks. Everybody have a glass of wine. Everybody has vodka tonic or So then you can bring your friends in. You can bring people that are not vegan, and they'll try the food. So that was part of it. And then why not bring in the party part, which is, let's go and have a great time. We're great, but really, in vegan food, yeah, but they have a bar, and you got to check this place out. So it's more than just the food. It's more than just the bars. It's the vibes, the positive vibes on the space. That's what we're trying to accomplish, and that's what we really got when we made Great. That it becomes a great place to hang out.
Just before that, follow up. What kind of music, what kind of entertainment are you doing here? I see this beautiful stage you have, and I see a DJ, and I found out just earlier that you're going to have a band performing tonight, a big 6-piece band, so that's going to be exciting. But maybe you can give us a little more detail on the kind of entertainment people can expect when they come here to Crate for the lounge and nightlife experience.
Well, every Friday night, we started 2 weeks ago. Every Friday night, we have awesome DJs, and we have a great group of promoters. It's called Mac Miami, and they actually do a very good job. They've been actually bringing awesome DJs on Friday nights, and the idea is to continue Saturday nights. Eventually, soon enough, we're going to start out doing the Saturday nights also, and also bringing great singers and bands. So we have a stage. That's where we're sitting at right now. The idea is to bring in different venues to play here, where but most of the time it's going to be lounge / open format and Latin music. I mean, we're in the Brickell area, and there's a lot of Latin communities, a big Latin community, so we're doing a lot of Latin music, playing throughout the night also. Yes.
So then people come here, live band, DJs, Mag Miami, it's full, it's packed, everybody's having a good time, bottles are popping, tequila shots are flowing, vegan food is being eaten maybe early on, I don't know. How do you stay healthy after going out and partying till 3 a.m.?
That's a tough question. I think the number one part is realizing is that number one, hydration is key. Hydrating, while you're drinking is probably one of the hardest things because you just don't do it because you just keep drinking. Second to that is usually when we drink, we lose track of time. We get a lack of sleep mixed with, probably you've just been drinking and not eating. So that really hurts a good amount of what's going on. As funny as it may sound, in our juice bar, we actually have something it's called a hangover restore. Predominantly what you have in there is beets, and usually there's an upset stomach along with it, so there's ginger in it. Is that going to cure your complete hangover of 10 tequila shots? Probably not. However, putting some I guess you could say positive foods in your body will definitely help. So, quick recap, beets, ginger, as well as hydration. I would definitely do it.
Okay, so pass that over to Anselmo. So I saw you opening night. It was a party. You were having a great time. People were having a great time. Do you validate that beets and ginger are a thumbs up for a general refreshing period after staying out late and partying?
Well, ginger is actually one of the few vegetables that is actually it acts like antibiotics in your body. Beets it's got a lot of natural energy, which is a lot of natural sugar on it. Actually revitalizes you, and I'm pretty sure that juice probably has celery or apples inside that makes it liquid. So yeah, those are very good things to have the next day after a night party out. And then the rest is the most important thing, that people should have at least 6 hours, 7 hours sleep after they go out party. So that's one thing that is very important if you don't want to have that continuous headache for the next couple of days.
Excellent. So there's those people that go out and party, but then sometimes you don't party all the time. Maybe you have kids at home. You're in a little bit of a different life state. I know, Chris, you have a beautiful daughter, and you're traveling back and forth between here and Bali and a couple different places. What's your lifestyle like, having a child and teaching them growing up with healthy eating, vegan and plant-based diets? What's that like for a parent to be able to share that culture with their child?
It's she's just turning 2.5 now, so she's really starting to eat. She actually is still being breastfed by my wife, and she's the most healthy little girl. I think she's maybe been sick, I don't know, 2, 3 times, and just little, few days fever, and then it's done. So she's got an amazing immune system, and I'm seeing that. And we only give her homeopathics and no drugs and no immunizations, and she's just brilliant. And she's funny. She won't touch regular cheese. She'll only eat vegan cheese, and it's just so bizarre. And she loves broccoli and kale and green juices. And I think because she's grown up in a vegan restaurant and around all this food that my wife and I create, she's very open to trying just about anything. And I've noticed in her health and how she is that I'm really happy that we're living the life that we are. And I love it.
So, question, Anselmo. When we're thinking of Crate, is this an environment just for, let's say, young professionals who don't have children? Is it a family environment? Is it for both types of people who are here in Brickell and in the greater Miami that want to be healthy? Who is it that comes here or that you've seen here?
Great question. Actually, most of the people that come here is a complete mixture between the families that come with the strollers, young professionals have young kids, babies, to the trainers from Equinox, the people that the exercise, people that go to Equinox or people that go to any other gyms around the area, they come after a workout. Then you also have the older crowd, the fathers, the grandfathers, the families for events, for birthdays, for all kinds of things. They gather their business gatherings, which are people which are more they're trying to push more health conscious, eating with their colleagues. They've been doing a lot of events. Yesterday we had an event with about 60, 70 people, which they were all young professionals, and it was amazing. So you have really a variety of people from the young families to all the way to the grandparents, and they come and they say thank you so much for creating an awesome new environment, awesome new food to Brickell that we needed it.
Okay, so we do a little bit of everything here. We have a traditional restaurant, family, singles, professionals. You rent it out for private gatherings, for corporate gatherings, birthdays, etc. But the whole goal is to democratize healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle. So obviously there's been years of the Miami community and the United States really that's been kind of like not eating too healthy, definitely not eating plant-based. So there is a challenge. There's a challenge that we have to get over until we have to put effort into convincing people or sharing what we're doing. How are we going to do that? How can we collectively and individually and collectively make a difference to democratizing having a healthy lifestyle and eating healthy? And we can start right here with Arlen.
Sure. I think number one is just educate and really provide the information that's going to be vital to understand that cause and effect. If you do this, this will be the outcome. And I think that's really telling when you explain to people that if you live a certain lifestyle, whether it's your lack of sleep, high stress, poor food intake, I like to call it convenient eating, packaged foods and so forth. And if you make it simple and make it so that it's okay that you might make a few mistakes along the way, that you could still be successful. And really living that healthier lifestyle really just means doing it consistently. So every day you're going to strive to be better than the next. And I always feel that that's really the simple, I guess, solution. And I think he's doing a great job of really providing an environment that you don't have to go to a juice bar that sells, just some vegan options. You can actually hang out and have a good time and have music. Because like you said, you can't really go anywhere and do this. And I think that's fantastic.
To touch on that a little bit, for me, I hate to be preached at, and so I try not to preach to other people. So all I can say is come try it for yourselves, and see how you feel when you do try our food or what you do try something a little bit healthier in your life. I think you'll notice a really a big change, or that maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. But it's here and it's available to anyone and everyone.
I would actually say that it will work for you. I mean, you should try it. You feel like twice as good as you feel right now eating animal-based food. You should just try it and give it a try. In terms of the taste, it's just as good or better. It's worthwhile. I mean, believe me. I mean, once you try it, you're never going to give it up. That's my advice and my thoughts. I mean, it's worked for me.
Excellent. So for the final segment here, I want to kind of preemptively ask each of you, right when you answer this question, to just give your full name and your social media handles. So if people want to reach out to you in the future, maybe to book a training session, maybe to talk about veganism and vegetarianism, maybe to book a private gathering or party or something, you know, maybe we can just say your name and your preferred social media property and the handle. So obviously, I am DeMarco, so This is DeMarco. For Midtown Miami Magazine. It's Midtown Miami Mag on all platforms, but we're best on Instagram because it's just like picture of food and then just comments. So it's really easy that way. So let's go around and let's do that, and then I'll ask you the final question.
So my name is, it's going to be Arlen Guerrero, and it's going to be Instagram, probably be the easiest. It's at AG1000. It's definitely
1,000. AG1000.
There you go.
My name is Christopher Ba, but everyone, like I said, calls me Critter. My email is critter@createmiami.com. So feel free to email me any questions, anything at all.
How do you spell Krigger?
Critter is Critter, just like the little critter.
Okay.
When I was born, my brother was 3. He couldn't pronounce Christopher. He called me Critterfer. So it's been Critter my whole life.
Well, also, you can send him to anywhere in the Instagram account for Crate, hashtag Crate Miami, and you can send him a message. For me, it's Anselmo, that's ANSELMO, at CrateMiami.com. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, and now the final question, because we're all trying to live healthy lives, and we want to be productive, and we want to be successful, whatever we define success to be. So I would like for each of you to, in this final question, describe to us what success looks like for you and where you see yourself in 5 years, with or without your respective brands.
Sure. Success for me is defined as my ability to facilitate success through others. I feel that in the work that I do, I manage personal trainers, and I feel that each one of them, once they hit a new milestone, I hit 10. And for me, that's my success. In 5 years, hopefully, I'm in the direction of in charge of Florida for all personal training, if not more. But in any case, if I'm promoting health and fitness and practicing what I preach, I feel like I'll be in the right spot in 5 years.
Success for me is maybe a little different. I'm all about my family, and I told Anselmo when we first started this that my family is my main priority. So the more time I get to spend with my daughter, that's success to me, and with my wife, and I get to cherish those moments. But hopefully in 5 years we'll be able to create more crates, maybe over the country, or maybe a few more in Miami, or I think building a new house in Bali as well and expanding my business there. So we'll be coming back and forth from Bali to here, and we'll see how we go.
Well, success, from my perspective right now, would be to be able to share with as many people as possible, a lifestyle that is good for them, that is based on the purpose, on the notion of Crate, which is, knowing that your life your body was given to you only one time, and if you don't take care of it now, sooner or later it's going to catch up to you. And so my vision of success is being able to spread health, throughout healthy living, and the more that people follows this pattern, whether it's with us or with anybody else, You know, it just, that would be my vision of success. Someday when I have a family, hopefully I'll be like Christopher. But for now, it's just spreading, spreading the word, spreading the gospel of healthy eating, basically. That's how I see it. I mean, hopefully 5 years from now, we're going to be pretty much all over the United States. It's not about the rewards of it. It's about the goodwill of it coming back, because all these people are going to feel different. That's really what I consider it, pretty much.
And that's interesting, right? How success can be defined by different people in many different ways. Some people instantly go to the professional track. Some people go towards family. Some people go towards their purpose, their soulness, And that's part of what's happening here in the new Miami. People are finding the opportunity to find out who they are and being able to apply themselves to make this city great, not just for themselves, but for everybody around here. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you a special shout out to a couple of people I see out there in the crowd. Our friend Elliot in the back. Hey, Elliot, how you doing? He's eating something at Crate. Let's give him a round of applause. Everything you see out there in the news and in the magazines and TV, it's a result of the food that he's holding. And Stefano, are you still here? I see your mom over here. She's hanging out with us, Stefano's mom. And then special shout out to the new GM, Rafael. Rafael, are you back there? He's busy, folks. He's got taking care of so many things right now, taking care of you. So we want to invite everybody out there who wants to live a healthy life, who wants to live a healthy day-to-day, to come to Crate, enjoy eating some delicious plant-based food created by Chris here that has built an environment here of not just eating healthy, but enjoying healthy and connecting with other people at the lounge that Anselmo has contributed to. And after you finish eating, definitely get that body right after you stay hydrated all night at Equinox right here in Brickell with Arlen. So let's give the whole panel a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Louder, we can do that. Thank you very much. The next live stream panel will be in a couple of weeks, and that one's going to be fun because we're actually going to combine that with a movie night featuring a special movie called What the Health. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that before. That talks about healthy eating and how animals matter and the vegan movement that's happening all together. So we look forward to seeing you in the next couple of weeks, and feel great.
Feel amazingly great. Let's continue creating. Thank you.
Crates on crates on crates.
Thank you.